Welcome to Livestream number 2 of No Fomo Charts YouTube channel. In this channel, I talk about stock charts and technical analysis education. Disclaimer, these videos and charts are for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Please remember to click subscribe and turn on notifications for new videos. Today is July 28th, 2020. Feel free to ask a question in the chat box or in the comments below after this live stream. If you have a question about technical analysis, or if you have a question about a stock chart you want analyzed, please let me know. Also, we have 2 donation boxes available, avenues. We have a Patreon donation and a PayPal donation, so any donations would be appreciated by me in this channel, so I can keep making quality content for you guys. All right, so with that, let's get started with the technical analysis. Okay, so before we begin with the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index, just please remember tomorrow, Wednesday, and the following day, Thursday, we have the 2-day FOMC meeting, the Federal Reserve meeting. Okay, so that's going to be a big catalyst. That's going to be a big catalyst for the stock market, potentially. And then at the same time this week, we have earnings. Okay, so let me bring up my little calendar here. So on the 28th, 29th, tomorrow we have Facebook, PayPal, Shopify, Boeing, Anthem Insurance, Spotify. Thursday we have Apple. This is the big one. Thursday we have Apple, Google, Amazon, right? We have UPS. We got Etsy. Friday we got Merck, Exxon, Chevron, Caterpillar, Colgate, right? So the next 2 days, okay, we probably have to pay attention a little bit more to the fundamentals, okay? It's not only stock charts and technical analysis. It's about the fundamentals. All right. So welcome to the live stream. If you have a question, please ask me in the chat box or in the comments, and I'll try to cover it in this video. All right, so here we go. Dow Jones Index. Dow Jones Index. So if I turn on a lot of this right here, let's just look at the recent price action for this week. So the past 2 days. Okay, so let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit to show you guys. To show you what is happening here. Let's get rid of this yellow. Get rid of this yellow. This yellow, this yellow. There we go. All right, so if we get some cleaner trend lines here, the one that was drawn here was this trend line, and as a support for now, and then the trend line over here, that was essentially, I think it was this one. So the psychology right now, if you think about this market, is we're basically stuck. We're stuck right now. Let me go ahead and draw this one, move it up a little bit. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about this recent price action, okay? The past week or two, we had a double top in the price action, okay? Then coming back down to this support level of 26,443. We're just stuck there right now. This is the gap. Resistance, support level. But again, we have the FOMC meeting. We have tech earnings this week. So it would make sense why we consolidate for a couple days, because nobody's really sure. Nobody really knows what's going to happen with this market, right? So potential targets want to watch out for. Want to watch out for 26,000 support down here. If we break down 26,000, 25,000, and 25,685. Okay, so these 3 levels, let me mark it in the yellow. these three support levels here. All right, including this one, 26,487. The resistance on top, if we break bullish, if we go up, okay, we're at 27,000. We got 27,613. So again, we have to be mindful of earnings, because all these companies are reporting earnings for the next like 2 weeks. Okay, so it's less about technicals as a priority right now. It's more about fundamental news and earnings, especially what's happening in the White House and government. Okay, so we'll just leave those targets there. Next, S&P 500. S&P 500. Okay, so basically this upper trend line support at around 3,214 still matters. What happened? We had the breakout with the rally, testing the previous all-time high gap level. Okay, let me go ahead and draw. Let me draw the yellow box. That's the gap resistance, right up here in this upper 3,300 range. Then pull back down to the trend line, then bounce and consolidation. Okay, a little bit of piercing bounce. See on this candle? Let me zoom in. Pierce, up, sideways. Okay, so again, S&P 500, we have to watch out for earnings. So if we break bullish, if we go up in this market, again, resistance levels above would be 3260, 3300, 3330 to the top side, to the upside. If we break bearish again, this is from last time, this yellow circle that's marking the middle of this channel. Okay, so if you look here, there's support in the 3100, 3200 range. Okay, on the left side here. So if we break down, that's the potential bearish target, 3150. If it turns into a downtrend for some reason, because of earnings or news, right, then 3000 would be a big bearish target. So watch out for those levels. Next, NASDAQ. NASDAQ, IXIC. So again, just quick lesson, resistance on the top, support on the bottom. Okay, you have two horizontal price levels where we're topping out essentially. It's not the final top out, but this is basically NASDAQ all-time high levels. Okay, so look what happened. Boom, 3 days ago, so on Friday, coming down to test support, bounce up to test the middle half line of this channel, then a bearish breakdown, probably due to an earnings reaction. Maybe people taking profit and a negative earnings reaction today. So yes, basically, where's the downside target? Because if this is a double top, you see this right here on the candles, double top of 10,845, and we want to see, is this going to turn into a downtrend? Okay, is this turning into a downtrend? If it is, the next support level would be the 10,000 psychological range. Okay, somewhere around here, 10,000 psychological range. But if we break bullish and we go up, then this could be, maybe it's a trend reversal, maybe, but then also maybe what we have to watch out for is this going to turn into a head and shoulders? Is this already a head and shoulders, right? Let's play out that scenario. Just pretend for a second. Hypothetically, if this is a head and shoulders right here, a little bit, albeit a bit dirty, not perfect, okay, but if it is, the neckline seems plausible, right? Then if we break down, that's like 5%. So break down from the neckline, 5%. That would bring us down here to this support level, 9,800. 9,800. Okay, so we have to watch out for that. But I don't really like to call head and shoulders way too ahead of time, because a lot of times head and shoulders has not been working this year. So, but it's not impossible, I'm just saying. Next, Russell 2000. Russell 2000. Here we go. Russell 2000. Just consolidating right now. Little bit of extension, rally, but then doji candle, bearish, reaction, bearish again. So if it's up, down, up, or down, up, down, right? Again, this could be a potential head and shoulders. Like I'm saying, it's possible. Play that scenario out. If it's head and shoulders, bearish reaction, it's about 2.5% to the downside. That'll bring us back down to this level like 1,428. Okay, but if it's not head and shoulders, there's still a support level right here at 1,464. So we want to watch out for that. Okay, but this, if it's a real flag setup, or some, excuse me, if it's a real symmetrical setup triangle, then it wants to test at some point. But right now, if you look, there's a hidden support right here at this half line in the channel. All right, so nothing to get too excited about in the Russell 2000, but the fact that it's consolidating in this range right here is suspicious. It's cautious, right? Okay, next, the VIX. VIX. Again, if you zoom out, the VIX still in a downtrend. The volatility index still in its daily downtrend, but finding support at the $24 level. The $24 level. Right? Boom. Okay? So again, nothing to get super excited about the VIX other than that it's near a support zone level. It could easily lose this support level. Easily lose the support level and break down to anywhere in the 20s. 19, 18. It's possible, right? But at the same time, if we have really bad earnings and the VIX goes up, where's the obvious target? There's two targets. This candle right here, so like 20, what is that? $28 and then $32 up here. Two obvious levels marked in the X. X marks the spot. All right, so we just got to watch out for that. To downside, also X marks the spot right down here. You just have to see market reaction. Okay, next, the big story everyone's talking about this month, gold. Gold, XAU, USD, OANDA, this is the Forex chart. So, again, as I ended my video yesterday, it was turning into more of a shooting star pattern, but like I said, to make sure to not call candlesticks and patterns until they're finalized and closed. So this candlestick finally closed overnight, overday, right? And it actually turned into a big doji. It's not a shooting star, it's a doji, essentially, right? Indecision candle. It's a huge one. Huge indecision candle, right? But what's the psychology? We're still stuck at 1950. We're still stuck at 1950. And I believe it's because we have an overextended rally, and then what's happening in the next 2 days? FOMC meeting and big tech name stock earnings. So because of that, I think people are just waiting. People are just waiting to see what's going to happen. What's the news? Then they're going to react to it. So if the gold has a bullish reaction over the next few days, this week, looking at 2000, right? 2000, maybe also 1981, right here. The top of this candle, right here. $19.50 is also a support level. 1945 support level. Resistance, 1963. So, again, if you look at the bigger picture right here, maybe if we go to a weekly chart, turn this RSI off. Weekly chart. Yeah, look, we haven't had weekly consolidation for almost 2 months. Okay, it's not required, but just think about it. At some point, gold is going to consolidate at some point in the future, right? It's just a matter of when. Not why, but when. Because people are going to take their profit if gold is acting as a safe haven and the market is good. Or, excuse me, if gold is a safe haven and the market is bad, might see gold continue up. Or vice versa, right? But right now, it's looking like gold is just a bullish play. Right now, gold's looking like just a bullish play with some hesitation. Okay, so we just watch out for that. Those support levels down here and the resistance levels up here. Okay, so silver, what I was saying yesterday is I'm seeing a bit of a daily Elliott wave 5 structure impulse wave pattern, right? On the daily. Okay, on the 4 hour, it's there on the 4 hour, but it's pretty clear to me on the daily. It's not perfect, right? Huge doji. Let's turn off everything. Huge doji candle right here. Huge. Huge. So what is the range then? The big range is 26.21 on the top. Resistance. Then 24.64. Resistance. Then 23.94. Support. Then 23.25. Support. So again, is this Elliott wave ABC correction pattern going to play out? Maybe. Maybe. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. But look at this topping out action, at least for the next couple of days. Big red heavy volume selling for the next couple of days. FOMC meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow. Earnings on Thursday. Big one. All right. Next. US dollar currency index. DXY. DXY. US dollar currency index. So let's bring up our support lines here. Where did we find the double bottom support yesterday? It looks like, okay, so what happened yesterday is this was higher, this candle was higher, but then it sold off and turned into this, like a little bit of a kicker candle, right? But again, this candle pattern is always suspicious to me. Why? Because you have buyers coming in a little bit. So maybe shorts closing their positions based upon the news. And some people still trying to short down, but there's still bulls trying to buy a little bit right here. So maybe people hedging, maybe people, basically hedging. You know, a little bit of battle between the bulls and the bears, right? So again, right now, what's the range this is stuck in? Support 93.50, resistance 94.03, another resistance up here 94.34, then a big support in 93.10 from previous past price on the left side all the way over here on the left. So it's just psychology. Are people gonna buy the dollar? In other words, do people want their cash back, or do people want to deploy their cash into the market? We're gonna have to see the reaction. US oil. USO. So there's some news today, fundamentals on US oil, but not much of a market reaction. If you look really, really closely, if you're very sensitive to this chart, okay, there is support at 29.16, 29.02. So let me draw that in here invisibly. Then resistance 29.94 and 30. Okay, so now we bring this back, and now you see it's stuck between this range, this tight range right here. It's basically 2% range. Not much volume, below average volume for the, I think this is a 50-day. Let's see, is it 50-day? Yeah, 50-day moving average volume. Not much volume, but again, we haven't gotten huge volume on oil since the Corona crash subsequently, right? So still, these targets are still in play, in my opinion. It's still plus or minus 15%. Why? If you measure one of the ascending triangles, like you just do this one, right here, 15%. So it's possible, plus or minus 50%. That would put us right into an upper resistance zone, or bring us back down to a support gap zone, right? This is all support on the way down, right? Like 28.19, 27, 26, 24. Okay, so I want to watch out for that fundamental news on oil. Natural gas, UNG. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll just leave this old inverse head and shoulders on the side, right? But at the same time, right here, is this going to be a head and shoulders intraday? Who knows, right? So that's why not everything is a head and shoulders. Let's go ahead and just erase that for now, because what this is showing is bears tried to short, bulls bought it back. But still, ultimately, the bears won, though. It's a red day. But still, the psychology will play out is like higher high, higher low. Can we make a higher high at 11.16 right here at this X marks the spot? Is it possible? It's possible, right? But if we have a breakdown, where's it going to break down to? Obviously, support somewhere probably in maybe psychological $10 to $9.90. $10 to $9.90 area. So natural gas. The question of trend. It's just a question of trend. Okay? This is a weird looking uptrend, but it is just basic uptrend. 2 highs, 2 lows. Higher high, higher low, higher high. And then it stopped. Hit this resistance point up here, then it reversed down to a downtrend. This is still a higher low technically, but then once you establish a lower high and go lower, then this changes to a lower low basically. Lower low, and then a higher high, higher low, and so now again, the question remains. Actually drawing this, now it's funny, it's like, are we going to get another upside down head and shoulders? It's possible. It's possible, right? Can never say never in the stock market. All right, let's bring it back home. All right, so already Bitcoin USD, BTC USD. This is the 1-day chart on Bitstamp. I'm just using Bitstamp because it was the first chart on here. And it's one of the older exchanges. So when we zoom in, again, if you're wondering, so if you're, whoever watches this, if you're wondering like, why did Bitcoin go up? Well, for technical reasons, there's a symmetrical triangle right here. Boom. To boom. Like that. Then measure it. Okay. Well, if you want an accurate measurement, okay, that's 20%. From conservative breakout spot, where's 20%? Boom. Right here. Exactly. 11,000 basically was the target. So the first wave is complete in terms of the first measured move. Okay, if we have another 20% measured move, where would that put us? 13,000 range. Okay, and from my experience and knowledge, that is the previous resistance, the previous 2019 all-time high, pierced almost to 14,000. Let's just take an example. In the bullish reaction of 2019, like how much time did it take to get from 10,000, let's say like 9,000, right? Like from here, 9,000 to 10,000. It only took like 2 days, 2 or 3 days, right? 2, 3, 4 days. Then to get from where we are now, 11,000 all the way up to the 13,000 mark, it took like 3 days, right? I think why people are being a little cautious again is because the gold rally kind of stopped a little bit, right? Hesitation. The correlation between Bitcoin and gold for this month is high, is strong. So some hesitation, people selling. Again, also big believers in Elliott wave theory. Okay. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So again, are we going to get an ABC correction? Is it this? Is it in progress right now? We have to see. I'm not going to call it until the candle closes, but I'll leave that up there just to see if the Elliott wave is going to work out or not. So we're going to erase that just to put some support and resistance levels. So support, where is it? 10,600. Immediate support, very, very close support, like 10,950. Resistance, 11,280. Resistance, 11,424. Somewhere on the top. Might not be exact. Just say 11,400. Then not much support till we come down here, 10,200. Right? There's 10,500 psychological, but it kind of tested that today overnight, actually. So again, the big question is this, are we going to get continuation and follow through? Or are we just going to get ABC downside correction? Because yes, there's volume. There's volume, but then you kind of had like, it's not really a buying climax. It's just large buyer volume on this yesterday, on this one particular day. And now you have large seller volume, right? But is there a huge sell signal? Not yet, not unless we get a double top, okay? If we get a double top, and let's say we test this one more time, like 11,300, let's say this happens. 11,300 again. Like if we get this action, then you might see some selling, right? If you get a double top into resistance like that, because right now it just looks like this, basically. So it could easily continue, or it could not, right? So that's why you got to watch out a little carefully. Yes, you could check intraday, but this is more of a longer term analysis. Okay, next, Ethereum. US dollar. Ethereum US dollar 1-day chart on Bitstamp. So, Ethereum doesn't have such a clear Elliott wave structure, although arguably, yes, someone might be able to draw it in there. However, what I just want to point out is this resistance topping out zone. Topping out. Like 334 resistance, 326 resistance, another resistance 320, support. I'm going to call the lower one down here. 312.83, 306.34, 300, 600, right? So that's what we want to see. Okay, in terms of candlestick patterns, not much, but the psychology here is look at the escalating volume, right? Then you get a red day. Just because a red day doesn't mean we need to panic. But at the same time, though, is if Ethereum's going to keep going bullish, like it's okay to consolidate. I mean, we can consolidate halfway. We come back to 272.51, and still it might be okay, right? But the lower we fall down, I mean, there's kind of like a less chance. If you think about it, right? It can make a lower high and then fail back down like this in the price. So a little bit of momentum stopping here. Okay, want to watch out for that. We also saw this kind of pattern in the stock market today, so we want to watch out for that. All right, so let's just keep going here. Let's keep going here. So now I'm moving on to global stock indexes. I did not do this yesterday. So actually, I'm like a day behind on the global stock indexes because Japan, South Korea, China, they're opening around the time I'm making this video. So I'm basically making this video at the start of the Asian session. So again, none of the candles we're looking at right now at the current candle, none of those are final. Like on Bitcoin, this thing just started, this little green one here. Okay, Ethereum, this red one just started. Okay, so you can't call it off of this one. You have to look it back to call it, right? But let's go right into the Asian session stuff. Shanghai Composite. Shanghai Composite. What is this? This is the Chinese stock market index. All right, so what happens since the last time I talked about this, like 3 or 4 days ago, right? On the weekend, is this. China had their stock market FOMO rally, right? The hype rally right here. Then they had their double top over here. Pull back down to support, which I called right here. It hit like exactly this level. What is that? 3182 range. Then we had to bounce up to test the resistance level, failed with the shooting star, and bulls tried to keep the momentum up, try to make a higher high, but bear said nope on bad news. Retest of the support and the bounce up starting right now, essentially. Okay, so for the Chinese stock market, yes, there's so much fundamental news and, you know, government, Chinese government, US government relation news that's happening at the same time. So that kind of takes a higher precedence than just some kind of chart pattern. All right, so just remember that. So what we want to watch out for if you're in the Shanghai Composite or in the Chinese stock market is this going to turn? The question is, let me change the color so you can see I drew a lot of yellow lines. Let's do sky blue. Sky blue maximum. So if this is going to turn into a downtrend, right, to confirm an even lower downtrend, we need to have a breakdown of the support at 31.89, 31.89, right? So if it's going to go lower low, lower high, lower, almost a lower low, it's going to try to test the lower high maybe, depending on the news, right? So where could that be? Maybe somewhere like 32, under 3,300, like 3290, 3,300, right? And then if it stops there, and let's say if we find a resistance, we might get a breakdown at 3122 range. All right, so these are all circled here. Let me leave this blue here, right? So you can see I have a lot of yellow lines. But essentially, the question remains for Shanghai Composite Index is it going to go into a daily downtrend? That's the question right now. Okay, next. Hang Seng Index. Okay, actually, before I keep going on, Just want to say welcome to a live stream. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Consider donating to support this channel so I could keep making quality content for you. If you have a question or want me to do a stock chart analysis, please just type it in to the live chat room box. Thanks for watching. All right. Hang Seng Index, HSI, the Hong Kong Index. All right. Hong Kong clearly in a downtrend. How do I know this? Yes, that's a lower high, but then a lower low. I mean, lower high right here, and then a lower low. Lower high, lower low. Right? There is a little bit of intraday upside down head and shoulders. But again, this is not the final candle. The market's not even open yet. Right? Or it's open, but it's not the final candle, depending on where you live. Right? So, and your charting software. Because this is delayed, so I'm not even going to trust what this candle looks like. Right? So, essentially, Hong Kong, again, also in its downtrend. Where is it trying to find support? It's right now it's seeking support. Like where, excuse me. Where is it going to find support? Down here on the bottom, right? So this whole range could be support. This whole range, 24,592 down to 24,200. That could be the range right there for a bearish reaction. Like it breaks down, goes straight down to there. Excuse me, I think I need to get some water. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. So, again, bearish reaction to the Hang Seng Index is right here. Support at 24,141. If there's a bullish reaction, okay, could be up here at 25,277. All right, so let's just circle these two levels. Circle these two levels. All right, why is it up here? Is because this, look how many times this support level held. 1, 2, inflection point 3, 4. This would be the 5th time. In terms of, is it getting touched or tested? Excuse me. Has it been touched or tested, right, as the resistance? Okay, Nikkei 225 index, the Japanese stock index. So, what's happening? Interesting turn of events. All right, I'm just going to ignore this candle because it's not even complete. It's only been like a few hours, right, since the Japan stock market opened. So, it's stuck in here, right? Tightening range, then a bearish. It's actually bearish breakdown because it gapped down. If you think about it, like what's the psychology of this candle 2 days ago? It opened down. I remember this day. I watched it. Opened down and then bullish reaction up. You see this? Bullish reaction up into the next day and then it opened and closed to the downside. So technically, right, this is double top right here and then it's in a very short-term downtrend. Look at this. Lower high, lower low, lower high, and finding support right down here at 22,438 today. So the question remains is, are we going to bounce up on good news and fundamentals for the Nikkei 225 at like 22,950, right? Or bearish reaction down to these support levels like 22,263, 22,000, 22,000 itself. Right? This one actually was 22,080. So these levels all matter, right? We're going to check that. Watch that. Okay, Kospi, Korea Composite Stock Price Index 1-day chart. Look at this. Look at this. South Korea having the opposite reaction of Japan. Why? Well, a little hint that I was saying, what I was saying for last video, Samsung earnings. It's earnings season, everybody. We got to pay attention to the earnings, the fundamental news, the government, politics. All of it matters for the stock market because the stock market is related to the economy. All right, so opening up bullish today, bullish reaction of 0.57%, basically 2 days of almost gap up. All right, so where's the target? Interesting. If it's an upward sloping wedge, all right. This one I'm going to be a little more conservative. Let's just measure like from the inside here to here. So 5%. If it's a true breakout, I mean, if you want to be really conservative, 5% from down here. So the new target would be 23.15. If you want to be aggressive, okay, aggressive. So from the top of the breakout, let me actually tighten this up so it's more accurate. The top of the breakout, 5%, would be a little higher, like 23.52. All right, so let me mark these two targets. This is target 1. This is target 2. Okay, I'll just mark it in X. So you see, so 23.15, target 1, 23.52, target 2, bullish to the upside. All right, but this is presuming that somebody is watching and looking at South Korean earnings very, very closely. Okay, don't FOMO into this if we're gonna have like bad news, right? You're gonna watch out for that. So always be prepared though. What is it doing? It's testing this 2020 previous high price in the January 2020 right here. You see this? January 2020. We gotta watch out for that. We gotta watch out for that. So then again, look at these targets up here. These targets make so much sense technically. Why? This is a previous resistance level, very powerful previous resistance level, like 6 months powerful. 23.15. Then you have this, the exact top of that rally, 23.52, right? So just want to watch out for that. Again, also what could happen is watch out for the fake out breakout, fake out, test, resistance, then maybe breakout, or top out here and fall back down here, maybe fall down, test this and break down to here. So 21.59, actually the immediate support is 21.98 long term, and still 21.63. Okay, because this extends way out here to the left side. Okay, next, XJO, the Australian Stock Index. All right, here we go. So, a little bit of price development. So this particular trend line right here, yes, it could be viewed as symmetrical triangle. There's also a new one to draw. Let me draw. It's going to be in like a big yellow. Let me just redraw these ones. So this one here, this one here, and this one up here. Okay. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? It's testing the trend line support. There is a horizontal support level right here, okay, at 6,009 Australian dollars. But again, it just opened bearish, but I'm not going to call it. It's like the beginning of the day, or I'm sorry, it's like the middle of the day for the Australia stock market. So don't really want to call it yet, okay? So, but if you look at it like this, you could think it's a short-term downtrend. Yes, it's possible. Also, testing this support level is possible. I would say testing this trend line is already over, right? Because it broke through, tested, and tried to rally, and then failed. So it's more about horizontal support test. Okay, so bearish targets to the downside: 6,000, 59.87, 59.18, 58.20. Okay. Resistance targets up to the upside still 61.10, 61.56, 62.01. So we'll see which way is it going to go. Next, Nifty 50. Nifty 50 index, the Indian stock market. All right, here we go. Still breaking bullish. A little bit of consolidation for 5 days. Then on today or overnight. Is that today? On my chart, it's saying today, so it's breaking bullish, right? Or this could have been there yesterday, but still, this candle's green, right? Check it out. So, going right to our resistance target, which was this previous zone of price action on the left side, 11,350, 11,350, 11,600. 11,600 would be the next resistance. If it keeps breaking bullish, boom, we have resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3. And the prices are on here on the right side if you want to just check that out. It's 11,000. These are rough estimates, right? It's not exact. 11,341, 11,600, 11,900. Okay. So bearish would be 11,000 support, 10,967 support. There's actually a lot of supports. 10,750. But again, the psychology of the pattern. Was there a pattern? Yes, there was. This one actually moved out. So it's in like this tighter wedge pattern. Just broke out of that wedge triangle pattern. See? Testing, let me zoom in. Testing the top of this support, which was the edge of the triangle, and then breaking bullish up to the upside. So I want to see, is that going to hold? Is that going to hold? Euronext 100, Euronext 100. So this is the EU index, European Union. Here we go. So it used to be in a type of ascending triangle pattern, right? Type of ascending triangle pattern. Now, if it breaks, it's been breaking to the downside. Interesting. Look at these strong gap downs. This could have been on stimulus. This could have been on earnings. This could have been on US news. This could have been on European news, right? But still, the psychology remains. Breakdown of support. Much, much lower lows. But finding support finally in the 980 euros range, right? 980 euros range. And this candle's not done, okay? When I wake up tomorrow, there's going to be another one, right? After the European session's over. But the fact that there's people, it looks like bears taking some of their profit, bulls coming in, and possible support test. So again, if there's good news, then it could easily go up to this resistance up here to like 1,000 euros. So we want to see that. We want to see that. Okay, UK 100 index. Interesting, possible upside down head and shoulders. Maybe. Okay, the neckline is very clear. Maybe. Why am I saying maybe? Also, there's a Morningstar candlestick pattern. Morningstar candlestick pattern. Right? Possible upside down head and shoulders into a Morningstar candlestick pattern with a clear neckline above. Like this. Large neckline. So, if this reverses up, there needs to be good news and earnings and fundamentals, right? 4% from the breakout right here. Where's 4%? Somewhere right in the middle of here. 6,560 pounds. Okay, would be the target. So like right in here, the X marks the spot for that bullish target. But if we break down, it's also possible 4% breakdown from the head. So 4% would be somewhere right here, 57.96. 5,796 pounds would be the bearish target to the downside. Immediate support is right here, this yellow line. Why? Because it's the bottom of the channel. Bottom of the channel, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 touch points on the bottom here of support. So we want to watch out for that. Immediate resistance right here in the middle of this heart line, 61.61. SMI, right? SMI, the Swiss Market Index. Here we go. Interesting. Hit our target range. I'm saying generally, right? Close enough. It's never, technical analysis doesn't always have to hit to the exact cent. It doesn't have to do that. We're just talking general psychology, right? Because how are we going to predict the prices of every single trader and investor in the whole entire world? Maybe only the billion-dollar quant funds and algorithms can do that. So we're talking about zone. When I say support and resistance, I'm talking about general zones. Okay, general zones. So Swiss Market Index, look at this little bit of intraday, inside day, head and shoulders. Or you could view it as a double top right here. Double top of the resistance, or just it got stuck. Price got stuck around 10,400 and gap down. Okay, then it finds support at where I called it last time, 10,183. See this yellow line? Right? Then we're having a little bit of bounce. So where could it bounce to? Right here in, I'll draw it in yellow box. There's a gap resistance right here. in the 10,345 range. 10,345. Okay, so the resistance X marks the spot is up here, 10,335. Boom, boom, boom. 10,100. 10,000 as well. All right, so moving on. I'll try to do these last ones faster so we could finish up with some crypto at the end. So looking at the Paris index. Paris index, just very quickly. Okay, there was in a symmetrical triangle pattern, broke down bearish. Where are the targets? Support is still 4,893. Support 1, support 2, 4,855, 4,803, support 3, support 4, 4,718. Okay, we'll just leave those white lines for later. There's also a gap resistance above in the 4,900 upper 5,000 range. Also, there's resistances above 5117, 5176, 5200. All right, so again, the question is, where is this going to find support, and then where is it going to bounce for the lower high? It could be a trend change, or it could break down, right? So let's leave that blue line for next time. DAX index, DAX, Germany, had a breakout, temporary, very, very short-lived, of the ascending triangle pattern, finding resistance in the upper 13,194, 13,200 range, gap down, finding support here. Where is here? 12,780 range. And we drew this last time. You see this white line? Where is this? Right here on the left side. It's the previous resistance now acting as support. So if it breaks down, 12,486, yellow circle number 1. Keeps breaking down, bearish, 12,000. If it happens to try to test this again, right, the upper resistance here at 13,189. Okay, last stock index for the global segment. Canada, Toronto Stock Exchange. Canada, look at this. Very much longer term. Okay, this is kind of strange because there's so much gap up here. So if you just look at it starting from maybe about here, you could call it a symmetrical triangle, right? Some people might draw it differently and call it a wedge, right? You could draw this line too. Let's just get this one in here, just in case this one plays out, right? So you could call it a wedge, you could call it a triangle. It depends on what you're drawing. But the psychology of the price matters. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, high low, right? High, low, high, low, high. Okay, so if we're going to have a higher high test, look to the left. Okay, there is a bunch of resistances above here, let's say from 16,277 to 16,471. Okay, right there. Right there is the resistance. We got to break through that to continue this uptrend. If not, it's going to break down to support. Break down to support probably in the where this previous gap was over here, and like the upper 15,700 range. Okay, so this is also the support range. All right, let's quickly end here. Let's go to the no FOMO charts crypto. We did Bitcoin. We did Ethereum. So the crypto segment, doing at the end today. So again, XRP Ripple, US dollar, 1-day Bitfinex exchange. So again, why did I circle this? Because this is a significant resistance level right now. Again, we just recently opened the Asian session, which means this is a new candle, it's a new day for crypto, UTC time, right? But again, look to the left. Look to the left right here. You get resistance at the 23-cent range. Someone could argue as well that there's a 5-wave, 8-wave structure. Not exactly perfect, but, you know, it's possible. It's possible if that happens, we might get an ABC correction, back down to support down here, 20 cents. Maybe, right? But crypto can continue to run. Nice volume, all right? Nice volume. There's no real huge signal for selling yet unless you're on an intraday chart, right? Depending on what strategy you're using, right? But for now, in terms of daily chart, there's not a huge sell signal, all right? So let's just keep open mind. Bullish targets to the upside, 25 cents. 25 cents bullish target to the upside. 24 cents. 23 cents. 22 cents. 21 cents. 20 cents. Okay, so immediate resistance and support. All right, let's mark it in blue. Resistance up here, support down here. Immediate. But again, if you're looking at the longer term trend of Ripple, okay, it could go higher high, higher low, higher high, and then higher low. It could very well come back down to 20 and then eventually reach 25. If it's going to be a clean price action, it doesn't have to be. You could get massive FOMO reaction in like a couple days. It's possible, right? Whichever way it's going to go. Market reaction. Okay, speeding this up. Bitcoin Cash USD. Bitcoin Cash USD 1-day chart on Coinbase. All right, still we had the breakout penetration of this upper channel. But again, like I said in yesterday's video, we're at the resistance zone. Resistance top out zone right here. No, not top out zone, but resistance zone. Previous resistance. Struggling to break out of here. All right, nice green volume, yes. But where's the continuation? Two things I'm looking for. Where is this big sell signal? If you have a huge like doji like this, that'll be bad. Temporarily. On that one day. Or next couple days, right? But if it's just looking like this, no problem. No problem. Why? Because it could come down here to 265.27, test that support level, then go up to 308, test this, maybe do this, right? It's possible. Totally possible. Look at all these resistance zones on the left side. So, resistance level on the top, 355. Right there. Support level, 306. Support level down here on the channel, 265. Get support to the downside, 263.46. Support 234.02. 213.04. Cardano, next. ADA USD, 1-day chart on the Kraken exchange. Yes, a lot of lines, but I was drawing this to see support and resistance. Breakout, 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 breakout. Okay? But it needs some time to see, is the breakout sustainable? And okay, so this is kind of a misleading chart because this is from the end of 2018 and there's Cardano way before that. So there's obvious other price history on the left side that's not being shown on the Kraken chart. Let me bring up another one just to show you. I don't want to leave it empty like that. Let's just use a Binance one. Let's use a Binance one. Okay, so Binance Cardano USDT right here. See right here. This one's a little bit better. Let's use the Binance one for some upper targets, right? 19 cents right here, 24 cents, 37 cents. Resistances. Next, support. I have to round down 13 cents, like 12 cents, 10 cents. Oh, there's one right here, 9 cents, 7 cents. Right, so the higher we go, there's actually more room and it's harder to break through, right? But on the downside, there's a lot more support. So you want to see right now with Cardano, is it going to break the 15-cent level? It's just stuck there right now. It's trying to do it. The next big number would be like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, so we're going to watch out for that. This is the target to the upside, 19 cents. And this is the immediate support. All right, so again, I'm not going to call this last candle because we have to see what's going to happen here. Okay, moving on. Litecoin, the US dollar, 1-day Bitfinex exchange. All right, so Litecoin on this chart, we have plenty more of resistance zones, but we're going to see right here $80 resistance, 70, 62 range, And now we're coming to this resistance, $56, $57. Okay, so again, yes, there is a 5-way pattern, but again, the large pullback has not the large pullback has not happened yet. It's a tongue twister. So where could it pull back to? Right here, $50. $50. Why? Because it's a previous so many touch points of resistance, now support. Hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 6, 7, 8 times. 9, 10 times. All right, so that's a very significant level. $50, and it's psychological, right? $50. So $60 up here would also be a heavily psychological number. Look at all this inflection point price action right around 60, right? So again, the question remains to be seen. Is it going to continue its uptrend, Litecoin? Is it going to continue higher high, high low, high low, high, low, high? Is it going to do it and end up at the upper 60s range, or are we going to break down to 50 and start a downtrend? It really depends on the fundamentals, okay? So I'm not going to call which direction yet. Depends. The fundamentals, I mean the relationship to a global stock market and economy. Also, if there is any news on Litecoin as well. Okay, wrapping up here, the last couple ones. Binance Coin, US Tether. All right, so why did I circle this? Basically looking at comparing this to this. Similar price action, not exactly the same, but it's similar enough in terms of higher high, higher low, higher high. So are we going to get that on Binance Coin? Are we going to get some bullish rally, bullish FOMO? Is the FOMO going to kick in for Binance Coin? Are the crypto traders and investors going to FOMO? We shall see. But at the same time, though, interesting setup getting ready here. Let me just move the circle over here. So what I'm looking at is this. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, where is the higher high going to end? Potentially at $21.38. Right? High, low, high, then pull back to here, then pull back, then break out to here. Right? High, low, high, low, high. It's possible, right? But if we find some strong, like double top could happen, or just like a double top like this could happen, right? Finding resistance at 20, it's possible. So again, Binance Coin, when it breaks out, it's going to break out, okay? So we just want to very carefully, closely watch for this. Because a pullback and somebody, bulls still bought. Shorts lost. People got stopped out. People taking their profit. Bots and traders, day traders. So people still bought this bullish up. Okay? So, really want to watch out for that. Okay, next, EOS USD. EOS USD. Interesting. Finding resistance at 308. 308 resistance. Okay? Support here at 290. So right now, EOS stuck between this price range. It hit the star target. Come on. Come on. Technical analysis targets can work. Not always, but it can work. Look at my star target. Where did I say it was going to be? It's because of this right here. Like $3, $301, 302. Hit it exactly in like a couple days. Come on, guys. Come on. Look at this. Higher high, higher low, higher high, right? This is why we don't need to FOMO. You don't need to FOMO when you have an upside down head and shoulders with a clear neckline, definable, measured moves, right? 16% from the breakout. Let me move this so you guys see the proof right here. 16% from the breakout, and then you have a little bit of pullback. Okay, that first target is complete. All right, so 16% from here, if we're going to get continuation eventually, is 350. So let me move the star up to 350. That's the next target if it's going to go bullish, right? If it's going to break bullish. If it's not going to break bullish, okay, break down back down to here, 272. Or test this immediate support range like right here, 293, 293, 280, okay? So we want to watch out for that. Price levels. Okay, moving on here. Link USD still continuing its daily downtrend. This altcoin already had its rally. All right, so it's pulling back right here into a daily downtrend. This lower low was bought back in the past 2 days. See that? So the question is where we're going to find the lower high if it's a downtrend, right? It might only go to like 763 and then pull back down to 640. But it depends again. It could turn into an upside down head and shoulders, right? It could do that and then ultimately test 850 again. So what remains to be seen is on this particular case, maybe you want to start looking at some intraday price action, right? Just the inside day. If not, it's fine because this support was tested and it bounced off of the 656, right? So it's really stuck right now between 656 and 8 and then like 9 up here, okay? So it'd be interesting to see if Link is going to just consolidate and just get stuck in there. All right, last one for today. XLM, Stellar USD. All right, so I called this head and shoulders days ago, right? The pattern completed, but it was very short-lived. All right, look at this. From head to neck. Approximately 7%, right? Then from here, attempted the 7% breakdown, but bulls quickly bought it back. So the head and shoulders is not sustaining, right? This was also, if you don't want to think of it as head and shoulders, then just think of it as support test. This larger ascending triangle pattern from all the way back from like almost 1 year ago, right, is playing out. The price hesitating here because when you get a breakout, of course people are going to take their profits, right? Of course people are going to, there's going to be less volume because when it gets high like that, just visually, it looks scary on the charts, right? When you're like, oh, it's so high off of this low, the COVID-19 low. It's so high, right? But again, you want confirmed evidence. This thing's going to fail and break down. So what would make that happen is if you get like this, you get some double topping like this, and then what would really confirm it is you need a lower low and a lower high and then a lower low. Okay, so again, the spots that I'm really looking for at is 10 cents, okay, 9 cents psychological, and then somewhere like 7 cents. Why? Because there's resistance right here, there's support right here, support 1 and support 2, and then it might come back into the triangle to test it. It could do this and bounce out, or it could come down and just bounce off like that, right? We want to see, okay? But right now, again, when I say no FOMO, all I'm saying is you got to have some kind of plan in your stocks and crypto trading, okay? FOMO, I would include into it, For FOMO, I would include not having a plan and just going all in with no stop loss and no plan, no targets, you don't even remember where you bought and you're just buying it because you're on maximum emotions and following other people. You just follow one news article, one person online, right? You're just following the crowd with no thought process, no plan, no knowledge, no experience. That's FOMO, okay? But if you're going to do a defined trade, for example, this is the ending. If you're going to do a defined risk trade, it's like a tongue twister, right? If you get if you're trying to go, this is hypothetical, this is educational use only, right? Someone was trying to go long, okay? Maybe you don't want to go long up here. Why? Because if it breaks down like this, people got stopped out here. Trust me, from experience, people got stopped out. Really? So is somebody really going to let it go down 15%? Okay, stop losses in shorts, right? This is a huge stop loss. 15%, it's huge, right? Where would be a better spot to buy than down here is the next pullback. So any experienced trader would have got it down here in the upper 8-cent range and then put the stop loss below this breakdown point, which didn't happen yet. So therefore, this trade would have been safer. 10%, 5%, that's still a large stop loss depending on how much capital you're using. But I'll just do like 10% just for visual, right? Because this is like a 10. Still, this is like a 10 to it's 2 to 1 move, right? You got 2 to 1. You get 2 risk. Excuse me. You get 1 risk to 2 reward, right? Reward. That is a better spot. Even the best spot would be way down here, okay, like 7 cents. Then you're getting like really good value, because now the target becomes the top of here, which is possible, right? Sometimes you get a little piercing, and then the stop loss is way below this candle, right? So I'm saying that would be no FOMO, okay? When you have a defined risk, entry, exit, targets, okay, and you're buying at a place of value. You're getting a discount, you're getting support. Just gave away a really good, important lesson, all right? So, again, we just want to watch out, everybody. So, in closing, thanks for watching, everybody. No FOMO Charts YouTube channel. In this channel, just as a reminder, I do stocks and cryptocurrency charts, technical analysis, and education. This has been Livestream number 2. Today is July 7th, 2020. So again, feel free to ask me any question related to technical analysis, education, and charts, stocks, crypto in the chat box or the comments. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm not going to do this request forever. Okay, it's free for a limited time. Free for a limited time. Okay, to my early subscribers. So if you subscribe early, you're getting like basically secret early access. Okay, for free right now. It's a limited time. So ask me questions. Ask me questions in the comments in the chat box. Okay, if you want a stock chart analyzed, you have a question about Bitcoin chart. All right. So thanks so much for watching. Remember to click subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, right? So you get notifications when I go live. All right. I'm trying to find the best time to go live for everybody once people start showing up. So again, click subscribe. Let's try to build a community of traders and education, right? Technical analysis. And also, please, any donate would be kindly appreciated. Please remember to also donate. Okay, I got Patreon, I got PayPal links available in the description below. Okay, in the description below you can see, and the comments after this is over. So again, thanks so much for watching. Remember, no FOMO, no FOMO. Let's watch the, or at least check on the FOMC meeting tomorrow and the day afterwards, and also tech earnings, big tech earnings on Thursday. So we'll see what happens. Hope you have a nice day. See you next time.